Hello, people. Hello, family. Hello, friends. Wherever you are in the world. Just waiting for all of you guys to step in. I have a few things I really want to share with you. I'm currently now on tour. And call your friends around. Just pass it around. Or when you hear this, I want you guys to share this. Because what I'm going to say, I'm going to give you context. And I want to see what place are you going to be in this conversation. So on the topics I'm talking about, I'm saying the worst defeat. Then I'm going to talk about Dr. RiekMachar arrest. Then I'm going to mention Salva Kiir legacy. The worst defeat on earth. There are like 5 levels of defeats. There's spiritual defeats. There's emotional defeat. There's physical defeat, there's social defeat, and there's mental defeat. In life, you can be defeated in those fronts. But the worst defeats are spiritual defeat. When you're defeated spiritually, it means you have no connection with your purpose, and you're disconnected with your Creator. That means you're going to have so much anxiety. You're going to have so much stress. You're not going to have direction in life. It's going to be difficult for you to move on. Then you have the emotional defeat. The emotional defeat is when you're so bitter in your heart that your heart is constantly in pain. And you don't know what to do about that. Which means the emotions that you have every day are negative emotions. Which means you're defeated emotionally. And when you're strong emotionally and you've won emotionally is when you're able to motivate yourself. Then you have what is called the mental defeat. The mental defeat is so terrible because it shut down the faculties of your mind that are responsible for long-term projects. That is planning, that's organization, that is strategy, that's putting yourself together. So if you are spiritually not defeated, and you're not defeated emotionally, and you're not defeated mentally, nothing else can defeat you. You see, one of the things that I found so amazing when I was a kid is I was with William Nyon, and we're in this place called Torit, and we like to play. I like to play with adults. So they're playing dominoes. And I asked him a question. When did the Arabs are so strong than us? They have tanks, they have food, they have everything. We're running around bush. And when is this war going to over? How are we going to win? I asked that question 3 times. And he just stopped. And he looked at me. And he said, young man, freedom is going to come. The Arabs were stronger than us. They have the tanks, they have food, they have artillery. Us, we have less resources. But he said, you know what? We believe that we can beat them. That's one thing. Second, they are bringing injustice to us. And we have the responsibility to fight for what is right. And that in itself, that we are united in this cause, that even though it takes our lives, it is the right that we believe in. So we're dying in what we believe in. And he said, didn't we capture their tanks? Didn't we capture their cars? Didn't we arm ourselves using their resources? Didn't we capture their food? Didn't we capture their towns? And he said, yes. And he said, through faith, our belief is what gives us faith. And he said, the devil is afraid of anyone whose heart and mind are united in looking for what they want. So wherever you are right there, in South Sudan, right now, I know a lot of people are emotionally defeated, are spiritually defeated, and mentally defeated. It's like there's no hope. But right now, the future of South Sudan depends on you, what you're going to do. It depends on me, what I'm going to do. You know, we have, our government has been run in a way that is taking us into much deeper holes that we may not even get out in. And so some of you are quiet. I mean, one of the things that I may say right now is a lot of you may not know. The Nuer people have always in their blood, they don't like anyone who's not fair. They don't like injustice. It's printed in their DNA. Even in the colonial times, even in the Arab times, they always challenge systems that are not fair. And you want to know, one of the mark on the 4 lines, when somebody is being cut on their head, 1 line represents justice, equality, and freedom for all. That is in their line. And there's also a line called courage. So in our DNA, we don't like anyone that does injustice. That's why anyone can go into a Nuer land as long as you're fair and you're not looking down upon anybody. You will live happily and nobody will touch you. That's a fact. One thing I'm really proud of. So the next step that I want to talk about, which will be Dr. RiekMachar has been arrested. Let me tell you something. If you're worried about Dr. Machar being arrested, you need to let that go right now. Because Dr. Machar knows what his purpose is. He has always been used as an scapegoat for trouble in South Sudan. 1991, he was going to be arrested. He was accused for that violence because the people, and if you look at 1991, I was on the side of SPLA. We were singing the song, Shalabuk Wadiu Talaga. I was in Torit. I was in Capoeira. What happened? Before Bor was attacked, people went to Low area. SPLA went to Lair. Nuer people were attacked. Nuer people were killed. The civilian there responded, hey, I thought it is soldiers and soldiers. Why are you killing our civilians? Then civilians fought back. And that's what caused the 1991 massacre. 1991 massacre was a response by civilians fighting. And unfortunately, it wasn't the right thing. The Boer people got killed. But before Boer people were killed, the Nuer people were killed. Do you understand? So Dr. Machar has always been used as an scapegoat. So this time, Dr. Machar decided, hey, I am not going to be used as an scapegoat anymore. And that's why when they signed the peace deal to go to Juba, Dr. Machar said, I don't want to go with any bodyguard. I am just going to Juba because of the peace agreement without an army, so that there's no any aggression on my side that people of South Sudan are going to suffer because they say Machar fought, Machar fight back. He went without soldiers in Juba. He knew what game he was playing. So right now that he's in jail, before Dr. Machar used to be a villain, now Dr. Machar has become a victim. The whole world is watching what is happening. And if anything happened to Dr. Machar's life, historically, you are known as the last thing that you did. Not what you did before. What is the last thing you did is what people will remember you for. Dr. Machar will be remembered as a martyr, as a hero, as a person who went for peace and was arrested. Now, Dr. Kiir has always been the victim, running to Uganda for help, running to East Africa, running to everybody for help and saying Machar is destroying peace. Now, the world has reported Kiir used the peace agreement to destabilize IO and destabilize all its infrastructure, use it as an advantage to gain power. And as he has done it, it has worked to his disadvantage right now. Kiir is at the weakest position politically right now globally. President Kiir has lost global support. Before he was the victim, now he's become the villain. Dr. Machar has always been the villain, but now he has played the game. If he dies now, he went to Juba because that's what he believed in. He believed that if I go to Juba, it will bring peace. I'm not going to go to be violent. They'll slap me here. I'll do it the Jesus way. Given that side, they slap me. Let me do it the Jesus way. Now, let's say anything happened to Dr. Machar. Dr. Machar is happy where he is because that's what he believed. In Nuer culture, they said a man is respected when they die for what they believe in. So that's what Dr. Machar believed in. Now, if anything happened to Dr. Machar right now, let's say Kiir killed him, for example, it's going to create the next hatred for hundreds of years. You're going to create something like what happened to Guy Tut. It's going to be so difficult to bring trust again, to bring us together. Now, what I want to say, right now, a lot of people, the Nuer people are taking the hit. Chemical weapons have been used on civilians. First African country to use chemical weapons on its civilians. It should be soldiers on soldiers, not on civilians. Fight IO. But don't go and drop chemical weapons on Akoba, dropping it in Lukchuk, dropping it in Nasser and different areas. That now is gone globally. Imagine, how would I look at that president that is bringing foreigners to protect it? And also the president is using chemical weapon on his civilians. We may think the Nuer people are a victim, but the Dinkas are victim. A lot of Dinkas are suffering. Under this umbrella that it's a Dinka government. It's not a Dinka government. This is not a Dinka government. This is a government of psychos meeting on top, eating the money for South Sudan, and using their tribals' names to gain support. 90% of the beggars in South Sudan, in Juba, are from Dinka. A lot of Dinka don't even taste that money. My biggest fear is, if anything happens, innocent Dinkas are going to be blamed for the wrongs of few individuals that are eating the country, that are selling the country. So I want you guys to open your mind. The reason why Nuer are getting hit, it's not because it's tribal. It's because majority of them they want a better change. Most Dinkas are afraid to speak out. There's a difference. When a Dinka person challenges Kiir, they get killed. When a Nuer person challenges Kiir and goes out and come back to the government, they get promotion. So a Nuer person rebel and come back to Juba, they get promotion. A Dinka person would get killed unless they're really, really powerful or get arrested. Do you see the maths? So a lot of Dinkas are in fear of what to tell the government. So the Nuer people have taken the courage to challenge the system because it's in their blood that fairness should be everywhere. And that's what's happening out there. So I've decided that I want to speak my heart out. Do your comment there. Now, it's time for all of us to speak, and we look at every person in South Sudan. Every person in South Sudan is important. Every role that you play right now is important. Our country is at the brink of going to the dirtiest moment in the world. You know, the thing that makes me so upset is we have civil servants that have not been paid for months. We have police that are not being paid. We have the army that are not getting paid. We have roads that are not getting built. We're not moving forward. But when money shows up a bit, our leaders who lack the thinking on how to use that money to develop the country, they want to take the country to war. Now we have Ugandans that have been brought into South Sudan. How does it look for a fellow soldier whose wife has no medication, whose children cannot go to school, whose mother is sick and don't have the money, and they're told, fight for your country, tomorrow is going to go, and then the Ugandan soldiers are getting paid, but the South Sudanese soldier is not getting paid, you know? So right now, what we all have, if you're listening, it's time to listen. Call your leaders, lobby your leaders, give them advice, and you tell them peace is what we want. We don't want war in South Sudan. We don't want that. We want what is the peaceful ways to take our country forward. So that's what I thought I would share this with you. As I can tell you, 3 defeats: spiritual defeat, emotional defeat, and mental defeat. When you're defeated in those fronts, you're defeated. If you're defeated physically, you're not defeated. It's just you just have to find a way to overcome that trauma. That's the only way. Guard your heart from emotional defeat. Guard your mind from the mental defeat. And guard your spirit from being defeated. You know, for your heart is for your purpose. Your mind is for your vision. And this hand is for your mission, for your goals, for your objection and acting. So I thought I would share this with you. Don't be afraid of what's going to happen to Dr. Machar. Just know Dr. Machar has played his game right. He went to Juba without bodyguards, knowing something would happen, because he has always been used as a victim. He has always been used as a villain, as an scapegoat for a lot of problems to happen. Now he played the game all the way around. So anything you do, historically, his history now is going to change. He's not going to be known as a villain. He'll be known as the man who went to Juba for peace and was arrested. You see the game? So now for those who are playing politics outside, listen to that line. Peace is you.